Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Joshua, Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody listening?
Oh, yeah. Edgelord Big News Brian is not with us today. He's apparently too busy for us now. But he sends his love. I'm very excited. We're back. It's Manga Monday on a Tuesday. Very excited. We got a little handful of fun stuff to talk about, but let's get the plugs out of the way first. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole _37, and that's on Instagram as well. And you can hit me up on Twitter at NYChillin with an EN at the end, not an ING.
Oh, yeah. You can find Brian at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. He also has a Twitch channel. Follow him there at twitch.tv/itspunchline. He does gaming stuff. Help our boy game. Very, very important. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram as well. Follow us on Twitter, especially because we do a really good chapter of the week poll every week whenever on Sundays when the manga usually comes out. So you get to vote on your favorite chapter of the week, and we'll announce the winner on this week's episode. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, or you can comment on whatever video you're watching, whether it's the full version or the little highlight breakouts we make for every series. And while you're at it, why don't you hit that subscribe button and like button and all of the buttons. Share it with your friends, all that stuff. Let's get this community brewing. If you prefer audio podcasts, we are also, of course, on all audio podcast platforms, whether it's Apple Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, wherever you listen to podcasts, we are on there. So check us out. And I believe that's it. Without further ado, spoiler alerts ahead. Let's get the show started. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 333, Spectre. Last we left off, Star and Stripe just delivered a nuclear punch directly onto Shigaraki, or All for One in this case. We call him Shigaraki just because it's. I just get confused with the All for Ones and One for Alls.
It's both of them.
Yeah, he's both of them at the same time. And it looks like because Star and Stripe hesitated to put the clap on Shigaraki while he was on her homeboy's jet, Shigaraki took the opportunity to just lunge up and do his hand disintegration thing directly on her face. And we open this chapter with Shigaraki thinking to himself, what set me on edge like nothing else was the thought of New Order and One for All colluding. I had to put a stop to that shit. He
definitely did.
Yeah. He basically put a stop to the safety commission so that like the inevitable convergence of foreign heroes took place on Japan, just so he could like have this time to steal the perfect body and accumulate all the power that he could for his designs. And he's finally got Star and Stripe, and he yells out that placing this incomplete body on the front line was a gamble I was forced to make, but I've won this roll of the dice, USA. He's talking to all of us, every American. He's like talking major shit. And as the disintegration is happening, Star and Stripe tries to like create a new rule on herself. Kathleen Bate won't decay. But unfortunately, it's too late. Shigaraki has already stolen the quirk. The second, like he basically touched her. It's pretty bad. So Shigaraki tries to make a new rule. He says the air is, and then all of a sudden, all you see is Star and Stripe just standing before the Shigaraki All for One amalgamation. and he just starts to pop on the outside. Kind of similar to like what Mahito did. Didn't Mahito do something like this when he was just like getting fucked up by Itadori? I remember him just like popping and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not important. Yeah, he just starts exploding left and right. And everybody's like, what the fuck? And one of the pilots kind of puts it together. He's like, wait, you think that maybe Star? And then we find out that before she was touched by Shigaraki's, Star and Stripe made a new rule against the New Order quirk itself, that the New Order quirk will revolt against other quirks. Shit. Yeah, so basically she sent in this fucking time bomb into Shigaraki, and now the New Order quirk is like taking out all of the other quirks that All For One has accumulated over his time. We actually see that, and it's kind of confirmed that like when the New Order quirk destroys quirks from inside of Shigaraki, they're gone from All For One for good. We get a little bit of a interior like monologue from him, from Star and Stripe, talking about how like, you know what, stopping this global menace in exchange for just my life, it's a small price to pay. Man,
thanks.
I mean, she's a real one, to be fair. This is pretty effective. So Shigaraki is kind of panicking right now because he's like, fuck, the backlash against my other quirks, it's like a cannibalistic invader. This is dire. And All For One can't really get rid of quirks. He has to, in order to like free a quirk from his body, he has to give it to someone in particular. So, he thinks about going over to one of the jets and forcing the quirk on them, but they're just like unrelentingly shooting lasers at him, trying to disintegrate him while he's also getting torn apart from the inside by Star and Stripe. And Star and Stripe gives her final words as she's like, because you saved me back then, I got to indulge in this lovely dream of mine. And as she disintegrates, this panel where she's saluting her boys as she passes away, she says, All Might, this is me returning the favor. And All For One yells out one last time to her, damn you, Spectre of All Might. And the chapter ends as the lasers converge on Shigaraki, but we do see that the flying Nomu is back, and I guess trying to make a quick grab for him. And that's where the chapter ends. This was actually a short chapter, 16 pages all in all. I really like this chapter. I'm going to give it my RGC. This is also Brian's RGC.
And it is also mine.
Yo! All right. Yeah. So this is our first official unified really good chapter of the week. Unified RGC.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Yeah. I'm so glad we were able to do it organically. This was great.
Yeah. Well, that's life. Sucks that Brian wasn't here to take part in that. But yeah. It was between this and another series. I'm not going to go with this. I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying. It's been really fun, this fight. I like the twists and turns. I thought that was really slick. How she knew she was going to lose her quirk, so she gave it this like condition. I don't know. Maybe it could have been a little bit better. Maybe she could have said like, my quirk kills its user. I don't know. Like it rips the matter apart. Rips the matter apart within its holder.
Yeah.
Right. It was. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know.
It's clever enough.
Yeah.
I mean, like when you have a power like this and it's so open ended and you can pretty much do almost anything. I feel like there's going to be room for scrutiny, but it is what it is. But it was There was a smart way. I wonder what other quirks he's gonna lose aside from the reflect.
Yeah. I think it's really interesting what was done here. I feel like we underestimated Horikoshi with this particular arc, this like small battle. Like for the last few weeks, we were just like, Star and Stripe's gonna get her power absorbed, raising the stakes, blah blah blah. Because we've seen that type of shit happen so much in manga. You know, like the typical like the villain only gets stronger. You know, he just like gets a new ability. The final villain and becomes more insurmountable. And it's interesting to see that Horikoshi has elected to do kind of the opposite in nerfing Shigaraki a little bit. Taking him the other way around. And I think we were all always just so bummed to see Star and Stripe go early. We all knew that she was gone. She was a goner.
We knew. You called it out, and you have that luxury, like that reward. But I think we all.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not happy to be right about it. Star and Stripe turned out to be a great character, and I think like it goes to show that we probably weren't looking at it in a positive light. Because that's in terms of purpose of character. I think Horikoshi accomplished exactly what he wanted to with Star and Stripe, and kind of making. I think I respect the skill it takes to endear us to such a character within like 5-6 chapters. For a character that was basically a power in a body, that basically now has this kind of personality and this reverence with her nakama on the other side. This was a great battle. I would say it's one of the better battles in like modern shonen, like that I've seen recently. Just because it was so fun and creative, and you could see that he's like doing these bombastic shit with his art. I really respect it. I had a good time.
Definitely in my top 5 is favorite battle as well.
Yeah, at least in like the I guess the new gen
of My Hero Academia
specifically for My Hero Academia, it is for sure like top 5 battle.
Yeah,
but I think like new gen
right under the Endeavor Nomu fight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying like new gen post Bleach and Naruto fight.
Absolutely, man. I can't even think of anything else that similar. Maybe Chainsaw Man, something in Chainsaw Man.
Something in Chainsaw Man definitely takes that. Jujutsu Kaisen has multiple like just great new gen battle sequences. But
this was just incredible, and it wasn't super deep and super calculated, and but it was still good writing. Not everything has to be a complete chess match.
Yeah.
It was, like Bleach was a little bit like this, where it was just about, here's my power and how can I counter it, and figure something out on the spot. This is a more intricate version of that. So it's just this fight has had a really nice balance of it.
Yeah,
I guess I could say that's the case most of the time in the series anyway.
Yeah, it was great characterization too, and it was a great swerve because I would never have expected that like All For One. This was like the first time that we've truly seen that man stressed. Like All For One being like, "Man, fuck you,"
Yeah, he. It's interesting because when she pulled up. We immediately understood, okay, this is female All Might, right? Mm-hmm. But then it got a little deeper than that. So as All Might's disciple, I feel like she did what she felt like she was supposed to do, and she did all she could to stop what was an immediate threat. So those virtuous parts of her character were still there, but she's still distinct enough, and where like maybe All Might would have clapped that plane and felt regret about it for the rest of his life, and depending on the circumstance.
Yeah,
and obviously her work is different too.
Yeah,
I just thought that was an example of how good the writing was. Well, with this character, like how you said, like that was part of the reason I feel like she hooked us so quickly. we already like All Might, so she had her own little flair.
Yeah. And there's no guarantee, like, had she clapped that plane, Shigaraki wouldn't just healed, because he took, like, a smite laser and multiple nukes to the face, basically, and was fine. So I think, in theory, this is, like, a little better, because now, even if, like, she skipped out.
Well, he didn't take the nuke punch, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't take the nuke punch. You're right. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no guarantee that he would have died right there because he was.
That's fair. Yeah.
We don't know
you
how.
You could argue that in her mind, it was just like, I'm not killing my bro for a maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, and this is like, I guess if you're going to impact the story, this is a good way to do it and have that character death that kind of means something. Even that takes a lot of skill, like to make us be like, damn, she's gone not just because her power is so cool, but like she's cool.
No, yeah, definitely. I would have loved having her around even without her quirk.
Yeah, it's like Shigaraki himself.
Shigar for one.
Shigar for one. Shigar all for one is his name now. But yeah, it's like Shigar all for one said. It's yo, I was so scared of her linking up with Deku that I had to stop this shit right now. Like,
immediately, that little boy.
Not
and
this
boy.
This boy. But yeah, fantastic chapter. Probably the best like My Hero Academia chapter in a long while. I mean, I think we've said that once, like a couple weeks ago, maybe, but this was pretty cool. This little arc. But that's all I gotta say about it. Do you want to move onward? Let's go! Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 165. Tokyo Number 1 Colony Part 5. We open up with your boy Higuruma just getting ready to strike with his hammer. We learn a little bit about like his history in law. He was basically a genius in law, but what really stands out to him as the battle continues onward. One of my favorite panels of this chapter is that as he's like swinging his gavel trying to get to Itadori, there's one panel where he's like, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah. I was trying to think of something to relate that to, like a reference, but I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, I'd like to see that animated because it's just him doing like, bah, 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 bah. It's really cool. He can even do it like a Scorpion. It feels like Scorpion from World Trigger, where he can bend the handle and stuff so it could reach like.
He definitely gave him. Yeah, he hit him with the.
He's like
he hit him with the curve.
Yeah, he hit him with the Yumakuga real fast.
Originally,
yeah.
Kage.
The what? Oh yeah, Kage used to do that.
Yeah, that was his move originally.
Damn, big rank wars were so fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
But in any case, we learned how actually Higuruma started to master his curse technique. Apparently, he worked backwards from what sorcerers usually do. He analyzed the curse technique that came by default with his domain. So I guess it implies that he got his domain first and then worked backwards from there. Because usually it's the other way around. You get like your technique, and then you can move up to getting a domain.
I guess his talent was that innate.
Innate. So yeah, he basically went from domain to the basis of barrier techniques, and then he worked from barrier techniques to just an instinctive grasp of his reinforcement techniques derived from his cursed energy control. And then within 12 days, he reached a level comparable to a grade 1 sorcerer. I don't remember who would be a good comparison because I don't remember who was a grade 1 sorcerer. Maybe Nanami?
Grade 1 sorcerers are like the top notch before they get into special grade.
Yeah. Damn, I wish Brian were here. I was like, Google a sorcerer so I can, like a grade 1 sorcerer so I can like get a comparison going. I'd like to think like Nanami was one, but I don't know. So Higuruma asks Itadori, is like, can't you use your cursed energy? And Itadori is like, yeah, thanks to you. And apparently the penalty of confiscation that Itadori received temporarily makes it impossible to use cursed techniques. But since Itadori does not have one, it basically just switched it to cursed energy in general. And so Higuruma's like, he's doing all this shit without cursed energy? I don't like it at all.
Jeez, yeah.
Jeez.
I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Oh my god, this guy is
He's a
jacked.
curse the womb kid.
Yeah. He was like,
But he is.
this kid's fucking jacked. I can't stand this. My magic's not going to work against like P90X kid.
He lifts weights.
Yeah, he does push up. He does more push-ups than Asta, debatably. So he elongates the handle of his hammer, does this cool pose, and is like, "I'll crush him with all my might," because he elects basically not to underestimate Itadori. He's like, "I gotta put a stop to this right now. I'm not your typical manga villain who will just play around."
He is a genius.
Mm-hmm. So more fight panels. It's really cool. The battle is dope. Itadori, he even like maximizes his hammer like Amy from Sonic the Hedgehog, and just comes down. Like King Dedede,
or the Walker kid from the Gray Man.
Yeah, I forget that kid's name. Levy, I think his name is, right?
Yes, Levy Walker.
No, he's not a Walker. Alan Walker's main character. Go get your shit together. Get it together.
Yeah, it was definitely Levy though.
Yeah, he smashes down with his King Dedede hammer. And Itadori eats that shit. He's like, whoa!
Yeah, he does not lose his stock to that.
Yeah, not at all.
Unlike you.
He didn't spike him, is what I would say. Higuruma is still like, Jesus Christ. It's like I'm fighting an unbreakable doll. Meanwhile, Itadori's down there is like, fuck. How long can I last? He's so powerful, but that means there must be some compensatory weakness, right? And he starts thinking, and Itadori comes up with an idea. He yells out, Higuruma, I want a retrial. So you guys called it. Good for you guys. You and Brian both said that like he would just be able to call a retrial.
Oh, Toto was a grade 1 soul shirt, by the way.
Oh, so he's comparable to Toto. Jeez.
Yeah, damn.
That's a pretty big deal, man.
Kanto Nanami, Atsuya Kusakabe. Oh, your favorite guy.
Kusakabe?
Yeah. And then also my favorite.
How's he my favorite guy?
Yaga.
Oh, Yaga? Yo, the Masamichi gang.
Yeah, I don't know who Mai is. Mei.
The girl, like, with the braid.
Oh, the
one with the weird relationship.
The one that doesn't follow rules.
Yeah, the one who
only cursed spirits.
She only loves money. And she has a weird relationship with her little brother. That's weird. Anyway.
I ain't know about any of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, she is weird. Anyway. So the domain instantly reappears after Itadori demands a retrial. And Itadori seems to have put together that the judge man was the one who declared his guilt. So as long as he doesn't admit his guilt, he can always request a retrial, and the judge man can't refuse. I don't know if that's like a thing on with law in general, or like, you know, law in Japan, where if you're declared guilty but you didn't admit it, you can just ask for a retrial and have it done over again.
That's probably his specific rule, because that's what he would like to be the case. Because in his case, that's his person. He didn't plead guilty, and he still got locked up. So, you know, it just they couldn't find any evidence to show that he wasn't guilty or whatever. Very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like it's because, you know, it's clear. Like it's actually pretty clear. As long as Itadori does not necessarily admit guilt, he can continuously declare retrials. So, you know, that I guess that's cool. That's a cool little weakness that he found out. Immediately, Judge Man decides to open old wounds and is like, Yuji Itadori stands accused of mass murder in Shibuya on October 31st, 2018. Oh, man. The one thing that I technically did. I did on a technicality.
So, well. Hack me.
Define mass murder.
And me.
And define Yuji Itadori and mass murder before I lit up my defense.
He said because in the other manga, when he was somebody else, it didn't count.
Yeah.
So y'all don't read My Hero Academia?
Yeah.
You just read law books?
No, just boring law books.
With your suit on.
God.
That's it. Okay.
The
one wasn't me.
Yeah.
No, I'm lying. He says yes.
Yeah, JK. He says, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
Throw away the cheat.
He ain't throwing bunny ears up. He didn't say, well, nope, just straight up, I did it. I think Itadori's a dickhead.
Well, he is.
But, because she catches that. Why did she get so...
Oh, yeah, she got...
Why did she get so angry?
Yeah, Itadori says, yeah, I did that. I'm not lying, and I won't deny it. And she gets so mad that she starts Uchiha crying blood, or whatever this is. I don't even know if this is really blood or these little tiny demons. Yeah, she's so angry, she opened through the stitches in her eyes and yells, he yells, guilty, confiscation, death penalty. Fuck. Well, that's where the chapter ends as well. This is also oh wait, no, it's not. It's actually a longer chapter than usual. Anyway.
Well, you think Yuji Itadori is gonna die?
No. Surprisingly enough, I do not think he is going to die.
I think instead of our RGC poll for this week, you should put that up. Will Yuji Itadori die? Yes or no? I know what I'm going for. Yes.
For sure, 100%.
Because I think there's times for them to focus on Goose. He's lean. And he needs the attention.
Who?
He needs the work and development.
Who? You cut out for a minute.
Megumi.
Oh, Megumi?
Yes.
I don't know why. What's this sarcasm about?
No, I'm saying he needs the attention. He needs the development.
They can give it to both, dude. They can compartmentalize the development. It doesn't have to.
He could do it to both, but I don't see how that would happen if Itadori dies.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna die. I'm gonna put myself on the limb out there.
He admitted himself being guilty.
That's true, and he did say it's
the
death penalty.
The judge is gonna be like, "Oh, you think this? What's his name? I closed the manga.
Judge Man.
What's the judge? What's the lawyer's name?
Higuruma.
Yeah, you think Higuruma is gonna say, you know what? Don't give him the death penalty because he admitted to killing over 100 people.
I wonder.
Because you were honest about murdering those people.
Yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen. How he's gonna take it? Because obviously Itadori is not gonna die, but I do wonder how he's gonna get him out of this. How much he can actually control Judge Man? Because Higuruma tends to imply here and there that he doesn't have that much control over Judge Man himself. So,
what if all he has to do is just punch it in its fucking face?
That I would
stop, nigga.
God,
and it just says, all right.
Okay, thirst bucket. Damn. Yeah, all he does is flinch. All he does is shut up.
Close your damn eyes again.
Ew. You clean yourself up. You throw a napkin at him. Just clean yourself up. Dude. Yeah, I don't know, man.
So the best thing I could say about Jujutsu Kaisen this week is that, simply put, it wasn't as good as My Hero Academia.
Yeah. But I did enjoy this. It was a very close second in my book. It was
very enjoyable. It was almost a RGC.
Very close. I I'll say this. I think.
I mean, all I really learned is that he knows how to swing a mallet, and he's a grade 1 sorcerer.
Yeah. Well, it was mostly a battle action type chapter. I think what happens next is going to be interesting and to see like the limitations of a domain and what exactly happens. Because I think like the Judgeman said, like he says that the Judgeman knows everything about the person who's on trial. So I wouldn't imagine that the Judgeman wouldn't know that Itadori has Sukuna within him, and that Sukuna technically did this, but not Itadori. It's very weird. I don't know.
Maybe he got so upset because he lied.
Maybe Higuruma is going to defend him against his own domain.
That would be sick. He is a lawyer.
Yeah.
And a genius lawyer.
The best lawyer. But yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say about Jujutsu Kaisen. Solid chapter all around. I did enjoy the battle aspect of it.
I did.
I like the fun mallet swinging around. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, he was playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah, that's what
toes.
That's what I was thinking. It was like he was just like he was cheating at whack-a-mole when you like if he took both hammers and was like.
I don't know why, but I just imagined this like I don't know if it was a game or like some show. Maybe it was a cartoon I was watching where like. It was like a ton of nails lined up, and the dude like ate something or drank something, and he was like, it was like an old cartoon, like Looney Tunes or something, maybe Popeye, I don't know, but like the dude drank something, ate something, and like was like a machine, like bing, 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 like knocking them all in. I don't remember what it was from though.
Yeah,
but that's what it reminded me of. It's
damn,
like a machine.
I wish I could understand that reference.
I wish I could too, bro.
Damn.
I wish I could too.
Well, in any case, let's move onward. Black Clover. This is Black Clover, chapter 313, Captain of the Black Bulls. This should take...
Alternate title. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Book.
The Black Book. Oh, yeah. This is...
Yes. But with E's at the end of each word.
What?
With E's at the end of each word. Black with an E at the end, and book with an E at the end.
Oh, you mean like old English?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I meant.
All right. Well, this should take like 3 minutes because a lot of this is kind of just a flashback to how Yami met everyone. We opened to him as a kid. This is actually... We've seen like little vestiges of Yami's backstory, but I don't think we've ever really gone back. But we see that he's in this ruined town, and everybody's like hating on his magic because it's ghastly, repulsive, and I'm like, damn, dude, it's just darkness magic.
Well, it's not like he's robbing you or nothing.
Yeah, I feel like there's grosser magic out there. I feel like we've definitely seen like grosser magic come out of the Clover Kingdom. It's
right.
Very weird. But yeah, the first person to really freak out was, of course, the Wizard King, who's like fanboying. He's like, dark magic? I've never seen that before. We see him meet Noct and Morgan and Jack, the purple orca dude, Silva, Fuego Leon. That's not Silva. I don't know. But yeah. No, Nozel. Silva's his last name.
There you go.
Yeah, Fuego Leon, Marileona, guy in the glasses.
Who is guy in the glasses?
I don't remember him at all.
He said, "Don't get too reckless."
Yeah, he told him not to get too reckless, but I don't know who this guy is.
This magic hand. Come on, man.
Yeah, there's Charlotte Sundareing all over him. William Vengeance. And we cut to, him having like a heart-to-heart with Morgan. And he talks about how Yami has a good eye for people and that he's very good at bringing people together, and that he think he would make a good brigade captain. And we cut to, I guess, Morgan's grave as him and Noct are just like there in the rain, being very sad that he's gone. And Yami declares that he's going to make his own brigade. He figures that the other brigades will look after the decent types and the brilliant ones. So he's going to go after the ones that Destiny didn't choose. The ones who got chained down, the lost ones, the ones burdened with crimes, the outcasts. And we get a nice 2-page spread of him kind of coming across everybody. It's kind of sweet. Bringing the whole Black Bulls crew together. And he thinks about his past when he got like owned by Zeno. He goes, the one who ended up finding a place to belong was actually me. It's about the friends you make along the way. And then we cut to Morris, who is like, dark magic, magnificent. We'll use your scary, gross quirk to bring back the second coming of Satan himself. And the chapter ends with Yami actually coming to as the Black Bulls come to his rescue and all yell out, Yami! We also get a cool shot of Morris just knocked the flying fuck out.
He looks like barbecue chicken.
Yeah, he doesn't. It looks like he doesn't even have a nose anymore. It's like
he's cooked, bro. He looks like a cutlet.
Yeah, he got hit by a burning building.
Parmesan.
Like he's a Parmesan scientist. He's just sit there like And Yami lets out a laugh. Like, wah ha ha ha! You people like me that much? And then we get a 2-page spread of the entire Black Bull saying, yes, sir, we love you. And then we get another 2-page spread of Yami going, well, it's mutual, you idiots. Bakas. Just a bunch of bakas coming in.
But it gets better.
Yeah, and then
of course, all the way up there alone on the cliffside.
Oh, it's knocked. Looking down like you're all extremely reckless, but you have my respect.
I bet they fucking do, because what does yo ass do?
Yeah, you came in hot, talking all different types of shit to every single one of the Black Bulls. And you
put minimal work in.
Dude, you got raffle stomped so easy on your first battle. It had to take Magna to bail you out. You almost died in the first fucking level. Magna had to bail you. That's how bad you are, Knocked. You have multiple demons you could do union with. How is this possible? I don't get it. But anyway, that's where the chapter ends. This was a 16-page chapter, 8 of which was just the Black Bulls being like, friendship!
Yes!
Yeah! And look, I'm having fun with it now. I want to preemptively say I didn't hate this chapter. I actually thought the art on the last 2-page spread with Yami looked really cool and nice and detailed.
Barbecue chicken.
And barbecue chicken, of course, is always good to see. Professor Barbecue Chicken is always good to see barbecued on the wall. Lucifero is inside him now like, whoa. I backed the wrong horse on this one. Why?
So you got your shit fixed.
Why can't I find someone who's decent? Like Zeno lasted longer. Why didn't I just take him? But yeah, I mean,
they all died. All of them failed.
Yeah. This went a long way for further establishing the relationship Yami wanted to build with the Black Bulls. I feel like this is just a reiteration of shit we already knew. It didn't really push the plot forward, although I don't consider it a bad chapter at all. It's meant to be an endearing chapter, and it's supposed to tug at your heartstrings and whatnot, and it did to a degree. I will say that I guess the one thing I can really appreciate in this chapter is how far Tabata has gone with his art, because I've really been enjoying his art style over the course of this arc, and he's really come to as an artist in his own right. But I mean, there's not much to say about this chapter. It was solid. Not a lot happened. I'm trying to stretch so I can like maybe find something to end this here, but I don't really know.
What you were saying in the beginning about, Yami's backstory, I just want to make a point that even though it was cool seeing like how he, was introduced to a few of these characters, we still don't know that much about him, about the nature of his magic, about what it is. It's just darkness magic. That's it.
Yeah.
It just so happens to be able to help connect to, like, is he part of a tribe of people that used to do this or something like that? Or is all the people that could do Devil Union, you know, some kind of relative of his tribe, you know?
Yeah.
I think we'll learn a little bit more about it. If I had to put money on it, I wouldn't. So
yeah, I mean, we've seen constant hints at Yami having a deeper past and his, like, where because he's not from the Clover Kingdom.
He's a foreigner.
Yeah, so you know he
basically came afloat from the Grease movie.
What?
He is a high schooler from the Grease movie. Maybe he's in middle school. I think he's a middle schooler. He's hanging out with all the guys, and you know he had his jacket, and he's smoking the cigarettes and shit.
Yeah,
and singing the songs. Remember, it was at the beach, right? It was at a carnival, but it was like it was like Coney Island or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yami
so, let's just say he ended up at the beach, got afloat, and ended up in this magical world. Found a book, found the black book.
The black book.
The black book.
The black
yes,
book.
you gotta say with the
E's.
Olde.
The black book. Yeah. Black book is particularly hard to say in a British accent because it's one syllable words. Black book. The ye old black book.
Ye old black book. And then he started doing his thing. He didn't give a fuck because he's a Grease kid. He was like,
He's John Travolta from Grease.
His little brother or something. Because, you know, he was there. He was too grown.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hopefully we get a little bit of backstory for real on Yami.
I want to watch the end scene with all the leather jackets again and singing and stuff. I want to see if there was like the young guy, I'm going to find him. And I was Lee's Yami superhero.
Yeah. Shoo-wappa doop dup doo-wappa doobie doop. I think that's the song. You want whatever? Like shooby dooby 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 doo bop bop. It's been a while since
you learned about that in film class?
No. Weirdly enough, they didn't fucking show Grease.
Strangely
enough, they didn't include the cinematic masterpiece that is Grease.
Clockwork Orange, you know. So
you're really bitter against Clockwork Orange in particular. It's pretty rough.
That's the one I always hear.
I'll tell you what, that movie's really rough. I would recommend it for the faint of heart. It's pretty intense.
Is it?
Yeah. I didn't love it for that reason.
Is it in it? How intense could it be?
What? It's really intense. It's not for the faint of heart. Don't watch it unless you're like prepared to see some dark shit because it's pretty dark and I didn't love it for that reason. It's like, all right, we get it. This movie's dark.
I might watch it now. I'm willing to.
Well,
sounds like it's on the level of No Country for Old Men.
No, dude, this movie's rough. It's rough.
Cinematic, Oscar-winning, all-time great. No Country for Old Men.
That movie and
great. Black Clover was pretty cool this week.
You know what? I don't even know if you really genuinely don't like No Country for Old Men, or you do.
No, I'm just bitter because I wish I could have enjoyed the movie, but I watched too many YouTube videos about it, so it's over. Missed it. I wasn't a part of it.
You watched one too many videos of somebody saying something was good before you can enjoy it. He's like,
because they're right. It is good. It's not best. It's not better than. It doesn't make me like one. You know what?
I don't even know. Whatever, man. Anyway, I guess that was Black Clover. I hope you enjoyed the movie talk. I suppose we should move on then. Undead Unluck. This is Undead Unluck chapter 87, round 2. Last we left off, Fuko just lost a game of tops to Spring. But you know, it's all cool because she made Ishin stronger than when she started. You know, now she can make unbreakable armor for anybody.
Sure.
And from here on out, now that she has the catharsis that Fuko has supplied her, her character can finally develop. And so I guess Spring starts to recognize the name Ishin because it's the name of her family essentially. And Spring is familiar with them. So he's like, Ishin, that name seems to jog my memory. That hair and that oh shit! Then he starts to like really like morph again because God just keeps interfering. It's actually kind of funny. Like God's like, no, you're gonna do my evil thing.
None of those funny games.
No friendship here. No Nakama building here. So Spring is like, all right, back to business. It's time for round 2. And he turns all of the negators into cards, it seems. And the next game in the 3-game battle that they're fighting here is 13-man Karuta game. And the rules are simple. There are 13 cards in all. Each will have there's upper verse cards and lower verse cards. Each of these cards has like a part of a poem on it that represents one person's story. You have to correspond the upper verse with that Billy reads is tasked with reading with the lower card. They both have to run to it and tap it first. And the person who gets the majority of the cards, because there's an odd number of cards, the person who ends up with the majority, 7 cards, wins the game. And over the course of the game, basically because Fuko has the upper hand because she knows all the negators, she knows their story. So, she's going to be able to blitz every card while Spring doesn't really know. So Spring is basically playing based on her reaction to things. So whenever Fuko goes directly for a card, Spring will just jump at that card and try to get there first.
Right. Obviously.
Yeah. Andy tries to be like, yo, go for feints. If you do, then Spring will touch the wrong card. And Billy's like, yes, if she's going to win, she'll need to employ those tactics.
He said some grimy shit to Undead at the beginning. Let me go right back there. Shit, I wanted to bring a little spotlight on this.
He said,
struggling your life away with no chance of winning is not what I call being strong. He's referencing what Andy said last chapter. Like, yeah. let's go and see Fuko become strong. Like, let her show you how she's become strong. And he's like, she lost round 1. She's losing bad. Well, I guess at that point the game didn't begin, but so just going back to what he's saying now, it's like, yeah. I'm not even a little impressed, Andy.
Not at all, Andy.
You're a crackhead. You damaged your brain a little too much and then revived the right way.
Yeah. What are you, a Detroit Lions fan?
Oh, wow.
Shots fired. I don't know. I don't really care.
Bro, and then that coach be like so fired up on the sideline that talking a certain way after they lose and shit. And it's just like, bro, you just want to keep your job. I've never seen this.
I like him. There was a moment.
I know, and that's the point.
I remember this press conference where he was like,
he's making you like him because he's like showing his heart on his sleeve. And it's like, you can't keep saying the same shit at the 17 games. That's why coaches get fired in the NFL, unfortunately, because like guys just don't fucking listen. And if you don't catch fire with a team and you ain't no like reputable coach, you losing your job.
I'll tell you what, man. I mean, whatever tactic he's using, it's working. I like that guy. I think he's cool. I hope he sticks around.
Working on you being a fan of him. Definitely not working for the Lions.
Hey, whatever works, man. At least he's keeping his job. That's all that really needs to happen.
This is New Jump City / NFL.
Yeah, this is NFL Jump City.
NFL Jump City.
Anyway, so Fuko doesn't change up her strategy. She just continuously goes after the card that she knows is correct based on the upper verse. And Spring always gets there first every time until the point where Spring has 6 cards, whereas Fuko has 0. Goose egg.
And a bunch of bruises.
Yeah.
And contusions.
Yeah. 0-6. Like a particular
Dude,
football team I know.
Dude, I was reading this. It says spring 6 cards. I thought it was just going to be like 1, maybe, or like
at least
2
1.
at most. It said 0. And like, we're on the ground, half dead.
Yeah. She's getting fucked up. And Billy's like, damn, if he takes one more card, then he'll have the majority and she'll lose.
Oh, word?
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Thanks, Billy.
All right, Negative Nancy. Yeah, he asked Andy, is like, why isn't she touching him? Why isn't she following your advice? And Eddie says, in order to touch him. She's not making any feints, and she's purposefully going in to get smacked. But that's when she does it. She's been touching him ever so slightly. Fuko is risking her life to charge Spring full of unluck. And Billy's like, whoa. Will her unluck work on a UMA? Has that ever worked? And Andy's just like, shut the fuck up and read the card.
Yeah,
Put him in his place.
Said, bro. Then, did you hear what I said before?
What'd you say? Oh, yeah. So Billy, he pauses before he reads this card. He says, for my life's savior and his impossible dream, I shall lend my voice. And Fuko immediately recognizes this as Tella, which is cool. It's an interesting way to like incorporate the time that she's actually spent with Under.
Right.
It's very smart to have that whole arc and have that payoff later. But yeah, she before she goes for the card, she looks over to Billy. She's like, Mr. Billy, an impossible dream means slaying God, right? And Billy says, Tella seems to think so, but if you're ruthless enough, you're in your ways, nothing is possible. As long as you're a complete savage, you can accomplish anything. But Fuko counters with, I don't know. I think what you need isn't ruthlessness. It's love, because at the end of the day, Spring once received someone's love, and he suffered and opposed God because of that. So, that love can change people, which is pretty cool. She says the same God that did nothing but impose abilities on us so far is trying to butt into a serious contest. We've gotten that much closer to him that he's like interfering with this game. So, she gets close enough to the card, and Spring is like, so, that card there, is that the correct response? Tell me now, Unluck. And she says, yep. She basically says it may be coming little by little, but we've got a chance. And while it may be an overly optimistic idea, I'm sure that this buildup of love, as the clouds split open and strike Spring with lightning, 2-page spread, and he's like, ah! Ouch! Fuko says, we will one day reach God. And Billy's like, whoa, that worked on a UMA? Not on a human, but a UMA? And Fuko basically says, like, sorry, I couldn't control my unluck for Andy, but it looks like I can control my unluck for you. So it worked. And he says, so that's why I'm not letting you take any more cards, as she has one of the cards in her hands. And now Fuko has one card.
One.
Well, she needs 7, and like the majority still isn't there. Spring doesn't have the majority. There's still like 6 cards left after this one. So she could just keep striking him with lightning, it looks like, until she gets the cards.
Damn, that's OP. I'm glad you clarified that, because I thought like, oh, she did all of that build up for this one attack to get this one card. I was gonna have a whole rant about that, but I guess she could keep using the lightning, then GG, nigga. It's not over.
Yeah.
Unless God is gonna give him a resistance to lightning.
Yeah.
Which would be hella unfair.
Well, maybe it doesn't specifically have to be lightning either. It could be other different strokes of unluck. It's interesting. She has to keep...
a cow falling on him
Has a what?
out of orbit.
Has a what?
Like a space cow falling on him from out of orbit.
That would be pretty unlucky, I would say. I wouldn't consider that good fortune. But that's where this chapter ends.
If one of the cows in space fall out, then it would land. That would really hurt.
Yeah. It would cause a concussion for sure on Spring if he gets hit in the head with that. I did enjoy this chapter quite a bit, though. I like... I
mean, there are cows in space, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, how do you think they make evaporated milk?
Yeesh. Oh my god. Why are you doing this? Why are you hijacking the show with your dad jokes?
It was funny though, right?
It's not bad. I like it. I didn't hate it. I'm just mad at myself for falling for it.
The setup for that. It was all the setup for evaporated milk.
Yeah, I know. Hey.
Okay.
I know. I wasn't just like, how do you get to evaporated milk?
Okay.
Well, I enjoyed this chapter. I really did. I thought the way this game played out was pretty smart. I'm enjoying the character development. This 2-page spread is pretty cool. I like the shading used on Fuko and Spring. He really put his back into that 2-page spread, I feel.
He looks like the lightning Uma.
Yeah.
I don't think they showed one, but if there was one, that's him now.
Yeah, she's still got to touch. I wonder if she still has to like touch him again in order for this to continuously go with the unlock.
There's got to be some type of conflict. Oh, first of all, her design looks so dope right now, and I like how the armor that was made from Unbreakable carried over to help in this matchup. She used it to, facilitate her getting those touches, because otherwise she would have got beaten down and broken into a bloody pile.
Yeah, for sure.
What would have been? She would have died.
Yeah. Her design right now is really cool. I agree with that for sure.
So it showed that loss wasn't in vain.
Yeah. So they're gonna tie it up with this inevitably, and then final game will be for all the marbles. But for now, this was a great chapter. I don't really have much else to say about it. Do you?
Really can't believe it.
Billy's like, whoa! You did it by not being a dick. You did it by like. You're winning. You're gonna win by like not being a total asshole, 100%, and betraying people.
Use love.
Love. What's that? But I don't know. That's all I got to say about Undead Unluck this week. It was a great chapter. Do you have any more thoughts before we close it out?
No.
Well, that has been our show. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for listening. Short-sode today. We only have
45?
Well, we just hit an hour. But not bad. We only had 4 manga this week. Nothing really to write home about, but I'm glad we were able to get a Manga Monday on a Tuesday episode out to you guys. You can follow me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram, Josh at JDCole_37, and at NYChillin on Twitter. Brian at b.esp on both Twitter and Instagram. Follow him on twitch.tv/itspunchline to watch him stream. And email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, or comment on whatever video you're watching, whether it's the full version or the little highlight breakouts we do every week. Why don't you subscribe as well? Comment, share, like, all the things. Do the things. That would be very appreciated. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Rate us a 5-star review on iTunes while you're at it. Why not? That would be very sweet of you. Give us an endorphin rush. Give us that 5-star. Give us that like. We need it. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you on Wednesday or Thursday. One of those days.
Soon.
Yeah, one of them days. See you guys. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, guys.